I know what happens in Apocalypse, but what was your initial reaction to finding out when you were going to get the opportunity to bring Queenie back for Hotel that she was not going to make it through? Because I'll be honest with you, it upset me. I got her back and then she was gone and I didn't know what was going to happen down the line. So I was pissed.
Death doesn't really mean anything over at American Horror Story. Like, I'm really, really close to one of the head writers, John Gray. And so sometimes that's what he did. So they were discussing bringing back a character from Coven. And John was like, can we bring back Gabby? Because I want to go to dinner with her. So, like, literally, he wanted to go to dinner with me. And so, because I was in Chicago at the time. And so flew me back into LA. He's like, well, just tell her, well, it'll be a death scene. And that's what we did so that we can go to dinner. And I knew I was fine with it. I knew that, like, I genuinely still have socks and underwear that's still bloody from that. I do. I should throw them away. However, death doesn't really mean anything in the American Horror Story universe. I think I've been killed 6 times. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
And you think I would have learned that lesson after 4 seasons, but
You're still surprised?
I was still mighty sensitive about it.
Doesn't mean anything. It's really fun. Like, death scenes are really, really, really fun on American Horror Story too, because everyone is killed so intricately and beautifully, sometimes poetically. Everyone's death is quite poetic and usually ties into something else. And, everything is very cyclical in that universe. And also, I get to learn how they, like, they have to build an extra hand on my hand to stab. They built an extra neck, and then there's a thing on the neck, and then a pipe that goes down, and a foot pump for the blood. And, like, it's packed, being shot in the stomach. All of the things that I do not want to happen to me ever, but happening to me in a really safe space. So it's fun.
Would you return to American Horror Story as a performer to act in it? But also, I don't know where you're at with directing, but would you have any interest in directing an episode? Because I think one of my favorite episodes of Apocalypse was the one that Sarah directed.
Sarah did? Yeah, Sarah's episode was really, really, really good.
Really good.
That was a good episode. I was shooting with her when she started prep for it. Yeah, I would absolutely direct an episode of American Horror Story. There's so much room to play. There's so much room to learn. I'm still I'm a very young director. And so I'm still learning. And I think that the lessons that I would get from American Horror Story are just so valuable. Yeah, I would absolutely direct it. And also I would be on the show again as a performer.